Okay, hello, welcome to Cooking with Launchlet number 4. Today we're going to look at customizing DuckDuckGo. This will be mostly about CSS. We're going to try and customize the look of this uh, these search results. Oh, I'm not even on DuckDuckGo, my gosh. Although we could customize Google too, but I wanted to go on DuckDuckGo. Uh, okay, so here we are. And yeah, so why do I want to customize this? Uh, it's more generally just to explain how to customize websites with CSS, and I'm just going to use DuckDuckGo as an example. And there is kind of a problem here where I think every time I go to these search results, sometimes you get this stuff that pops up like image suggestions, and I don't really like if I want images, I can just click on images to search for it, and I would basically like to see more results. Right now, I have it's like full screen, and I can see one result and like another line of another result. Um, so what I want to do is just clean this up. And so I haven't actually pre-coded this. We're just going to do this from scratch live, and I'm going to show the process of how you can uh, yeah, figure out which elements are kind of not doing what you want, and then understand how to maybe target them, and then use Launchlet to apply some changes. So let's start with this big image thing here. Um, so I'm not going to assume that you have like a huge amount of familiarity with like CSS and inspecting HTML, but at the same time, I don't think I can really teach all of that. So I might be going a little bit quickly. So um, hopefully this will be some of it will be useful. If not, if it's too complex. Um, so I'll try my best to explain what I'm doing. So I right-click on something that's near what I want. So for example, it's this image block that's kind of bothering me. So I'm going to click on, let's say, an image here, and I'm going to say inspect. And most browsers have this capacity to kind of inspect the actual the HTML code. So you notice that this inspector has popped up here, and it's selected this img element, an image, which is corresponding to that first one over there. So what I really want is the container or the box that represents this whole collection of stuff. So I'm going to hit left arrow or up, which will sort of take me up the hierarchy of elements. And you notice that over here the selection is sort of changing as we select different elements. So we can just wait until the selection encompasses the whole thing, which seems to be right here. It's this div with a class of various things, but maybe this first class here seems representative. Module, images, thumbnails. Um, we can actually just quickly try deleting this, hitting the delete key. Um, so that's okay, it's taking out the images, but we still have this blurb here. So I really want the whole container. So let's see if we can find that again. Let's try starting from here. So I'm going to inspect the thing that I'm seeing, which will highlight an element in the HTML. And then I'm going to hit left arrow or up, which will select the parent element. And we can see that this is a parent element that's selecting the whole box, so to speak. And that is a div with the class of module and module images. This one is more specific, module images, as opposed to module, which might refer to like some other things. So since we're customizing, we want to try and limit the scope and just customize very specific things. So let's select this module images thing, class, module images class, and we're going to apply some style to just make this disappear using Launchlet. So I'm going to open up the composer, and I'm going to make a new recipe, and let's call this uh, customize DuckDuckGo. And we're not going to have anything except for CSS here. So we're going to start with dot, and then we're going to paste in the class dot module dash dash images and brace. And inside the braces, we're going to have, we want to make it disappear. So display none is what we need. But I have a feeling that it's not going to work because, oops, well, let me break this down. So let's actually just confirm that this is applying the style at all. So we're going to say everything has a background of red. And you notice if we just load the page again, there's no red anywhere because we're not really applying the style. You have to do basically three things in order to make this apply automatically. You have to set a URL filter. So we're going to apply this on the URL is duckduckgo.com. So on duckduckgo.com is where this thing's going to be applied. The second thing is you have to say run automatically. And then the third thing, if you're using the extension, if you're using the bookmarklet, then it will run automatically. But if you're using the extension, you actually have to say automatic recipes. Make sure this is checked over here. So if it's not checked like this, make sure the box is checked. Once you've done those three things, you load the page and you see a bunch of red. Okay, so now we know that the style is applying. So we can take out our red and we just have display none on the images. But the images are still here. And I think it's because there's some inline style or whatever. And so we basically have to sort of speak louder. And we're going to say exclamation mark important on our display none. And so now when we refresh the page, it should obey that. So now the images are gone. So that's cool. Let me put this on the other side, or maybe down. Okay, I think that might be better. Or maybe not. Maybe the other side is better. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is not bad. It's a bit cleaner now, but we're still, I mean, I have a pretty big screen and I can see 3 results. So let's try and increase the density of this. There's different things we can do here. I'm noticing that the spacing between the lines is quite large. It's really like stretching out a lot. So let's try and target the line spacing. So let's figure out what the class is of this. So here, the element corresponding to the result text is, oh god, I've lost it. Whoa, let's try that again. Okay, inspect, and here we go. So it's result, the class, it's a div with the class of result underscore underscore snippet. So let's copy that and let's make a new definition here. And we're going to say, I think it's line height of 1. Because I think if you imagine like you're double spacing your essay on a piece of paper or something, that would be a line height of 2. Double spacing is 2. And so it looks like it's really spacing a lot. I don't know if it's 2 or if it's 1 point something, but let's say 1. So there's not really a lot of space. So now we refresh the page and okay, so it's reduced. We could reduce it even more, but I think that's pretty tight as it is. Now I'm noticing that there's a lot of space between the results here, this gap in between each result. So let's just maybe inspect the first result, and we're back on the snippet here, so we kind of have to go left or up until we find something, an element there. So here you can see this orange space, which is a div that has a class of result. Okay, that looks good. So result, we're going to make a new definition for result, and we're going to say, now what is that gap actually, that orange thing that we're seeing here? For this, we can go into the properties. Okay, I don't know if this might be too fast for a lot of people, but anyway, I'm noticing here that there's a margin bottom of like some big number. You know, if this was like 100px, oops, you notice that the gap is even larger. So I think this is the thing, or actually if we just uncheck the margin bottom, yeah, there's still some stuff there. Anyway, but let's just turn that off to start with. bottom. Okay. So now we reload the page, and there's basically no margin between the results. So that's good. Yeah, I think now maybe each result is like 3, 4, or 5 lines. Like, I don't really think I need more than, let's say, 2 lines. So let's try and we're just going to go to the result itself again. So the result class, and we're going to say a max height of 30 pixels maybe. Let's take a guess and see. Whoa, that looks terrible. Um, oh, no, it's not the result, sorry. That's bad. It's the snippet. So we're going to put a max height on the snippet of text, not the whole result, just a snippet of text. That still looks terrible. I wonder why that's so terrible. I think I did, well. Oh yeah, sorry, we didn't say overflow, that's fine. So we're capping the height of some element, and there's more stuff visible than the height that we've basically the contents of the element are overflowing outside of the bounds. So we have to say overflow hidden. We have to say hide the stuff that doesn't fit in, well, which is overflow hidden. Okay, so now that should hide this. Okay, that looks better. I'm seeing this tiny shred of the third line there, so I'm going to make this maybe 26. Probably that's too much. Yeah, 28. Okay, anyway, so that's good. So we're getting better. Now we have like 6 results, which is better than 1. I'm seeing a lot of space here in between this search suggestion thing, and well, maybe let's make this go away. So I was searching for what I searched for. Okay, so now we have 7. We can maybe tighten this space here a little bit. So let's select some element nearby and see if we can find that little space. Okay, there. So this is a div called JS search filters or search filters. That's simpler. And I notice here there's a height of 60. If I turn it off, it doesn't do anything. If I make it 50 pixels, it doesn't do anything. Oh, it does. It's not this one. Okay, let's keep going up. 42. There's something here that's taking up some space. Okay, so I'm not being super organized right now, but yeah. Oh, maybe it is. Okay. Anyway, let's just do it. So search filters. This is part of the process when you're doing these things, right? There isn't a standard procedure for every single website. Like every website is a little bit different, so you kind of have to poke around and discover, try things. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try this instead. It's very explorative, this kind of customizing the style. So yeah, if you want to just like push a button and have it done, look for a style that someone else has made. And there are websites that have like styles. Maybe can't think of it off the top of my head, but I will put it in the notes for this video. So we were trying to have a height of maybe 30 pixels for this search filter thing. Okay, I might have to let this go because this is not really. Search filters is 60. Oh, it's not listening to us. So we should say important, exclamation mark important. It's still not listening to us because, okay, now it is, but it's not. Okay, let's let that go. I think also we could make the font size a little bit smaller. just generally the whole page. So let's go with star, and we're going to say for everything represent my star, it's going to be a font size of 9 points, 9 pt. This might be too small. That's okay. Now we have this video thing, so that was random. Okay. Sometimes it's there. Anyway, so we're getting there. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 again. I think we could probably get more, but we've increased it by like 700% basically. So I'm pretty happy with that. Let's see what it looks like on mobile. Toggle device toolbar. So for example, if we were on a mobile device, we can see 3. This video thing is still popping up. Okay, so on mobile we can see 4. Let's turn off the automatic thing and see what it would look like if we didn't do any of our changes. So on mobile you have like 2 and like 2.5. And when we run automatically with our custom style, we have 3 when they show the video. Let's see if we can get this video out. It's probably this module carousel videos thing. Maybe this one. No, let's go with that one, yeah. Module carousel videos. Oh, let's put that with the images. Okay, so just like images, don't show videos ever. Okay, so now we have like 3 and a bit. If we were displaying this on mobile, I hope at some point it could be cool to actually just have your custom styles on your phone. I think it's probably fairly complicated to do that now, but you might need a custom browser. Anyway, this might be going a bit long, so but I think we've basically done what we were setting out to do. Just customize the look of a certain website, for example, DuckDuckGo, but of course you can do this with any website. So just as an example, we've added some custom styles to increase the density of the information on the page so we can see more. We've hidden some elements that we don't like. If we wanted to change the colors or something, it doesn't look too hideous the way we've done it because it basically respects the inline styles. But we could even make it look nicer. So all kinds of stuff you can do, and it's very simple. You just enter, well, if you know CSS, you enter the CSS in here, and then it shows up. So try playing around with it with one of your with websites that you go to frequently, and see if you can make it more to your taste.